Hey everybody, it's Sunday night and it's Tom Antion live from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Oh, it's getting a little chilly here, but you know what? No snow. That's one of the reasons I loved moving here. I have not seen a snowflake yet. And if you see my timeline, you'll see a massive wreck. I don't know where it was, but just trucks and cars smashing into each other. It was just crazy. So, hey, make sure you leave comments like crazy. The more comments, the more I like it, the more Facebook likes it. And ask questions. Alan Baris is here, my good buddy. You can always count on him. Share the thing. Kick it around. Yeah, hey, Alan, how are you, man? I'll bet you got probably buried in snow up there by now, right? There's Oren. Checkmate Hudson is here. We are blessed with that. Cesar. Hey, Cesar. Gina St. George. Yay. Machine Gun Gina is her nickname that I gave her. So good you could be here. Hope you're practicing your brutal self-defense. She was kicking butt all over our workout room during brutal self-defense class, her and her husband. I think she just joined so she'd have an excuse to beat the hell out of her husband who was there with her. Oren's from besomeone.org. Alan says, yep, we've been shoveling for our workouts. Yeah, don't have a heart attack. You know you're getting older up there. No, I should be telling me that. Dean Hankey, hey, what's up, playa? Yeah. Oh, did you get a Bob, Gina? A body opponent bag? Let's see. Hey, Tom, Patrick's sister. Hey, Joyce. My God, Joyce Kelly. Oh, I love you. Haven't heard from you for 300 years, Joyce. So glad you can make it. Tim Maudlin's here today. Awesome. Well, always give a fair warning to everybody that when we get to the a-hole of the week, my language could be a little out of hand. This is an adult level show, 10 o'clock on Sunday night so far. Remember, we might be changing that or fooling with the time. Just check in with, hey, there's K, Super K. We might be changing the time. I don't know, just to give more people a chance to check in. But love everybody that's here. Throw those comments in. That helps the show. Click your share button. All right, now we got to get to our fake sponsor. Let me get my notes up here. Our fake sponsor is Glide Dental Floss. Note that everything is always backwards on Facebook Live. I hope they fix that one of these days. Ivana, hey, how are you? Thanks. I love your webinars, Tom. Well, thank you, Ivana. So anyway, Glide Dental Floss is our fake sponsor of the week. Now let's be clear for all you new folks here. We are not sponsored by Glide Dental Floss. This is our fake sponsor. All right, Judith, hey, how are you? Now, there's some interesting things about dental floss. You know, there was a lawsuit filed by an inmate at a penitentiary because they refused to give him dental floss because this stuff can actually cut through the bars at the jail. That's absolutely true. You can actually tie people up with it. And he filed, I think, a cruel and unusual punishment lawsuit against, I don't know, probably against the state to allow him to have dental floss to floss his teeth. So, but anyway, that's our fake sponsor. I've been using Glide for years and years and years. Never miss. I never miss. For years I poo-pooed it. Now I never miss. I'll stay up all night to try to find a drugstore that's open if I had to make sure I floss my teeth. Got a lot of money in these things, but want to keep it. Mary Lee, how are you? All right, let's see what we got coming up today. We got some mailbag stuff. Someone wants me to give them the money. Like, where's the beef? Well, where's the money, Tom? We got a lot of news today. In the scams, it's a mystery device. Ooh, you don't want this to happen to you. Hey, Mary Lee. And let's see, brutal self-defense, beware the UPS driver. I hate UPS to start with, but beware the UPS driver. Hey, Patricia, how are you? let's see, in the internet section, this is going to be a downer. This is going to be a downer. But in the speaking tip section, right afterwards, it's going to be an upper. So they equal out. And we got A-hole of the week. I hope this guy burns in hell. And couple heroes of the week that I think you'll enjoy. They wear red suits and have white beards in theory. Put it that way. All right, some announcements. Let's see. I told you we might be changing time of the show, so always check in with TomAntionLive.com for those kinds of announcements, and then any show notes. I'm usually a couple weeks behind on the show notes, but it'll tell you the stuff we covered in past episodes. And you can always just scroll way down through my timeline. That's the nice thing about Facebook Live. It turns everything into a post. And so you can always come up with all the tips and everything else. And if you want to hear me, bitching about Colin Kaepernick and all the other a-holes of the world, well, that's the place to do it. All right, let's see what we got here. Hey, we're getting lots. Since last week, we doubled the number of members. All you smart people out there have joined my private Facebook group called Screw the Commute. That's all entrepreneur tips. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 10 years old and in formal business over 40 years now. So I got a lot of tips. I was originally planning on once a week, and once a day I've been putting tips, and I couldn't run out for years. So we got guest experts. So go to greatinternetmarketing.com, greatinternetmarketing.com/screw-the-commute. All right. Okay, let's see. Don't forget our hashtag businesses against snowflakes. All right, so I don't think your brother is going to like that one, Ms. Kelly. He's been hassling me about Donald Trump. He just went crazy about this. I think California's gotten in his brain somehow. Hey, David, how are you? Barbara Ann, nice to see you. Yeah, get ready for the snow. You can have my share too. Let's see. Yeah, we got a great group. Alan's in the group. Alan from surviveanddefend.com is also in the Screw the Commute group. Okay, let's see what else we got here. All right, let's get to the mailbag. Pete wants to know, or he's heard me talk about using dual monitors. Thanks for all the love going across the screen there. Appreciate it. Yeah, Joyce, you agree. Hey, Joyce, we're from Pennsylvania, all right? The state that was just won by the Republicans because the Democrats didn't treat us right. Now, I hate politics, but your brother's been brainwashed. I'll tell you, he's living on the left coast too long. Okay, so anyway, he heard me talk about two monitors, and he says, look, I have a giant monitor that I can segment and everything. Isn't that just as good? And I said back to Pete, well, no, it's not exactly just as good, and here's why. Well, if that monitor quits, Pete, you're out of business for that day, at least till you go buy a new one. And second, it's way more expensive to buy one giant monitor. You can get these little crap things from Walmart, which Rubik's has kicked on the floor 3 times already. This is like $97 or something for this thing, and I can hook it to my laptop. I'd like to hook it wirelessly, but HDMI cable whenever I need it. So no, it's not as good a deal. Hey, Lena, how are you? Nice to meet you. So keep those comments coming. Let's see. Cindy wants to know, how can I be your affiliate so I can make cash from you rather than always giving it to you? Well, basically you just go to Antion.com, and up in the top right, I don't know what that is on this backwards stuff. Hey, Dean was born in PA, but raised in California. I'm out of there now. And then just click affiliates and sign up. And then I'll get a notice of it, and then anything in particular you want to promote, you don't make much money as an affiliate just promoting everything or promoting my catalog page. It's got all kinds of stuff on it. You make the most money by picking a product. Usually, if you've used the product, and you really liked it and it helped you, you can make more money as an affiliate because you can legitimately promote the product. Now, there's a lot of scammers out there that'll say anything about anything just to make a commission. But what will happen to you there if you do that is that people won't trust you anymore. If you're promoting everything and everything's the greatest and it really isn't, then you'll lose your reputation. It's just not worth it. So anyway, just sign up at Antion.com up in the top right. Okay, let's see. That's all we had in the mailbag this week. Let's get to the news. This is, there's all kinds of weird stuff. Some's funny, some isn't, but this was actually true. I'm calling this nice of you to drop in. Apparently, India has just outlawed baby tossing. I'm totally serious. It's a religious test popular among Hindus and Muslims. Hey, Luz, how are you? Where they drop a baby out of like 30 feet, and it's supposed to give God's blessing for prosperous and healthy life. I guess if you live, automatically you got the blessing. I don't know. So far, it says, in all the cases so far, the gods came through. And apparently they hold a big bed sheet to catch an unharmed baby. But, hi, Luz, yeah. Okay, so that might have happened to me. I might have landed on my head up in Claysville, Pennsylvania from baby dropping. I say, now the next piece of news is I say, by the way, sorry, I had a rough day, folks. I got to tell you. It's been pretty rough right here today. Didn't even comb my hair for you. But send the IRS to Afghanistan. How about this? There's a place that did a study. What's the name of this joint? Let's see. I'll get it in a minute. But anyway, there's more federal and civilian employees that have both arrest and firearms authority. Federal employees that have arrest and firearms authority, there's more of them than in the entire Marine Corps. Okay? This company, it's called Open the Books is the name of the company. They tallied line by line expenditures all across government agencies, and including the IRS and the EPA purchase assault weapons for their agents. No wonder people pay their income tax. If the guy comes to the door or the lady comes to the door with an assault rifle. And let's see, who else gets them? They also get military-grade camouflage and night vision goggles and 30-round magazines. This is the IRS, okay? And then even the people in the SBA, Small Business Administration, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration get guns and ammo given to them by the government. So they bitch about the citizens having government and the IRS the citizens have guns and the IRS has guns. That's fair, if you ask me. All right, let's see what crazy stuff we got going on in Canada. Well, this is craziness. This is how government's just crazy, but this isn't our government, thank God, this time. This guy was a San Diego Padres outfielder. His name was Melvin Upton Jr. And they were playing the Toronto Blue Jays. In the middle of the series in Canada, they traded the guy from the San Diego Padres to the team that they were playing. All right? So normally you would just walk down to the different locker room. But since he was... when he was on the San Diego Padres, he was an invited guest to Canada. But when he switched to the Toronto Blue Jays, he's now an employee of Canada and has to have a work permit. So he had to drive to New York and come back to the game. I'll tell you, folks. Oh, okay. So next thing is how to tell if you're drunk. This guy... this is a perfect name for a bar. Howl at the Moon Bar. They just don't want the citizenry to protect themselves at all. Yeah, that's right. Must be a delay on it. So this Howl at the Moon bar, they got surveillance video of this guy being so drunk. He's pounding on the door to get in. Can't get in. No, they're closed. Okay. So there's beer kegs out front or something to be picked up. And Dean's drunk too. So he takes a beer keg, an empty, and smashes it into the front door and knocks a hole in it. And he kind of trips and falls in the hole of the door, still with a cigarette in his mouth. And then inside, the cameras pick him up. And he's standing at, this place is closed, all right? He's standing at the bar, waiting to get served. Nobody took his order. And so he left. So he didn't take anything, nothing else was damaged, he just wanted a drink and had to bust the door down to get it. All right, well, that's the news. Okay, let's see. Don't forget to hit your share button, folks. It really helps out the show. Lets everybody else see what ridiculous crap you're looking at on a particular night. All right, the scam bag. What do we find in the scam bag? The scumbags, right? Those of you that are new on here, I have a show in development in Hollywood called Scam Brigade. You can see the trailer at scambrigade.com. So I'm always watching for this stuff, and I have a new book we're working on called The Ultimate Guide to Scams to keep you safe. And we're also working on a national tour, bus tour, of going like from Costco to Sam's Clubs and doing speeches to help people stay, not get defrauded with all this scum out there. Scumbags in the scam bag. That's right, Dean. Now, this latest one is a report from the National Insurance Crime Bureau. Now, I wasn't sure to put this in scam or self-defense, but it's usually a robbery, a scam type robbery. And if you want to read all the details of this after you hear it, just type in something like car stealing mystery device into Google. Gina says, how do we submit new scam info? Just email, my email, orders@antion.com. So car stealing mystery device. So this is called a relay attack. And what it is there's a device that originally was used by car manufacturers to test the security of their wireless systems, like their key fobs and things like that. Well, of course, the bad guys get a hold of this somehow, and they even make them themselves now. And what it does is it intercepts the signal from the key fob, the electronic thing you push the buttons to get in your car. It intercepts that signal and captures it so that when you're not around, they can reproduce that signal and open the car and start it and drive away, all right? And it's undetectable. Other than your car is missing, all right? So, and here's the thing I didn't quite understand from the article, but even if your keys are in your car and you're not hitting the button, the thing must put out a signal or something, I don't know, because this thing copies the signal, and then as soon as you're not around, boom, they just open the car and drive away. Leaves no trace of the method of entry or ignition. And the NCIB is the National Insurance Crime Bureau, is the one that told us about this. So even, they say even parking valets are using these. You give them the key fob, they match your signal while you're not even around. You gave them the darn thing, and then they match it, and then if they can find where you live or anywhere where the car is going to be alone, boom, they got your car. Or they can pass it on to some other criminals, so be especially careful. Definitely don't leave your keys in your car for any reason. I mean, that's dumb enough that they could just break the window and start it. But just keep your eye out for people. I'm not sure the distance, how long this will go, but if somebody's just standing around your car when you go to start it. I don't know what you. I don't have an answer for you here, but this is sophisticated stuff that they can get your, get your stuff from your key fob. I guess what I would do, like in my Suburban, I don't have to use that key fob. I can use the key, but I'm thinking the alarm will go off. I need to check that myself because I do have a physical key on the same thing with the buttons. And the key is what has to go in. Let's see. Alan on Survive and Defend next week is going to be posting a page with a Rosen report. I'm not sure what that means. Video on the topic of stealing cars. It's going to be in his membership area, actually, Survive and Defend. He's got really cheap membership for all kinds of tips, and he's got credentials out the wazoo. I have only one key for the car set aside to give to the valet. That's for Dean, yeah. And also, there's sometimes they have a separate key for your glove box that you can lock up, and the trunk key also, so that they can only start the car. They can't get in any of your stuff. So just be wary of that. And I taught a long time ago to learn how to use your key fob better, because if you hit the button twice, it opens all the doors and somebody hiding on the other side of the car can get in. So, Jeff Rosen reports on NBC. Well, who watches NBC? We watch Fox around here, Al. They have a Rosen instead of a Rawson. Okay, so that's the scam bag. Self-defense tip. All right. This just was in the news this week, and what's happening is that fake delivery guys, and this is the perfect time for it because so many people are getting stuff delivered. You get presents out of the blue. I got one the other day from a client that just sent a big box of stuff, and I wasn't expecting it. Now, unless they need a signature, my guy just dumps it on the front porch because nobody comes around here. But here's a comment from a FedEx guy. Well, I didn't tell you what happens yet. So somebody shows up with a brown suit on and knocks on the door holding a package. You open the door, and his crew that's hiding rushes in and jacks you up, robs you. I don't know, they could rape you probably if they wanted to. Hey, Jeff, how are you? So they're using the guy or somebody dressed like a delivery person to get you to open the door, and then they just rush in and, with guns drawn and your history. So anyway, so this comment underneath the article says, I'm a FedEx guy, and this pisses me off. We're working 6 days a week right now, late hours. The only time we ring the doorbell after hours is if we need a signature. He says, look outside, our truck will be there. Well, that's not always true if you live up in a high rise or something, so that doesn't always work, although hopefully you have security on the door. Or if you live in an apartment building, you might not be able to see where the FedEx truck is if you live on the other side, so not full advice here. It says, I've been doing this 13 years, and I'm lucky I know my customers really well, but as customers, look out, be aware if you bought everything online, if you don't feel comfortable, do not answer the door. He says, we have to bring it back 3 times. So be safe out there, customers, and listen up, FedEx and UPS drivers. So be careful on opening the door if you don't recognize the driver and you weren't expecting anything. And this is another reason those Ring doorbells they're advertising like crazy is really a good deal, because you can answer it remotely, and the only time is if you need a signature, and then you can just be extra triple vigilant. And if you had a slot in your door, you could make them put something through the door, and then they'll probably say, well, no, we need this computer thing signed. So I'm just saying, be careful, and get to know your drivers, and even talk to them and tell them about this, and ask them if they could please give you a heads up if there's going to be any other drivers, because on Christmas time they pull anybody they can off the street to throw packages at you. So you just got to be very vigilant out there, and just don't open that door to anybody. And get some of the super duper ones that you can open the door a crack, but a little chain lock, I'll with my fist I'll break your door in with that. Alan says, if you have doubts, ask to be left on the steps. Can also call UPS or delivery service for confirmation. Yeah, good extra tips, Tom. Thanks. Yeah. So I'm just trying to keep you safe. I'm just so passionate about this, and so is Alan. And those of you that don't know Alan, it's spelled A-L-A-I-N. So I keep saying Alan, and you're looking at, where's Alan? Where's Alan? There's Elaine. No, it's Alan, the French spelling. Okie doke, the internet tip. This is a downer. Sorry. But if your website is down, it's good to know about it, don't you think? Now, I got so many people ready to call me as soon as something goes down. I don't have to do this as much, but there's notifying services that can notify you when your site's down. Here's one free one here. Now, I have not used this service, and they're out of the Netherlands, and it doesn't appear to be any type of scam. It's a free service. They'll notify you if your website is down. Now, they probably advertise and stuff, but you don't have to give anything but your email or your text of where you want to be notified. And they do it they check every 10 minutes. If you do the paid service for, I think, $15 a year, they do it every 1 minute. All right, so that's kind of overkill. You don't really need that. But so I haven't tried them, but it doesn't appear to be any kind of scam. And the only thing they ask for is a way to notify you. So yeah, they're building an email list for sure, and maybe they'll send other stuff. I don't know. I didn't read the terms of service, but I didn't sign up for it either. But there's other services out there, so just check it out. All you have to do is Google like how to be alerted if my website's down, and you'll get a bunch of services. Yeah, so hey, don't forget, folks, put in your questions, comments. Hello, how are you? You're an idiot. Whatever you want. Check out my new. Every week we have a different thing up on that thing. That's called a Dean might know about that. That's like if you were a ventriloquist, or even a pitiful ventriloquist, or like I've done fake ventriloquism, where you put something like this on somebody's face, and it's really funny looking, and you pull a string, and the mouth goes up and down. So I could just be basically talking, and nobody's looking at me, they're looking at them, and it's funny as hell. There's a lady that's really, really good at it on YouTube. If you look up, I think, live dummies or something like that, because she gets people on stage. It's just freaking hysterical. Okay, so anyway, that's your downer. Yeah, it's good to know if your site's down, so you can immediately do something rather than go a week and then you don't even know. Alan says, hello, how are you? You're an idiot. Oh, wait, was I really supposed to put that in there? Hey, Dennis, how are you? Okay, your speaking tip. You got to check, if you're going to speak, and they have risers, okay? Now, risers can be, hey, Dennis, this tall, like a foot tall. They can be, I don't know if I've ever seen any 6-inch ones, maybe. But foot tall, or they can be a couple feet tall, But at any rate, they always suck, okay? So you must check them. And this is why I say be a professional. Be there early. Be there when they're setting up. And find out this stuff, where the other speakers that are too good to do that, then they look stupid or something goes wrong, but it doesn't go wrong with you because you took the time to figure it out. But anyway, I always, when there's risers, get up there when nobody's around and test them out. Not, all right, no smart asses out there, not to just see if they'll hold me. Okay, I know what you're thinking out there. That sucked. By the way, 28 pounds down from my low-carb diet and not hungry a bit. This is freaking awesome. I'm a fat-burning machine in ketosis, all that stuff. 28 pounds. I mean, it's amazing. But anyway, back to risers. So, no, it's not to see if they'll hold you. It's to see if they squeak when you're walking. are they put together tightly? I think all that love is for the 28 pounds down. I guess. I hope so. Are they shaky? Are they, sometimes there's a gap that big where people didn't take the time to put them tightly together. But even when they're as tight as they can, sometimes there's a gap. And you ladies or transgenders or whoever's watching this thing that wear high heels, you're going to bust your ass or at least break your shoe and have a big mess if it gets down in that crack. So you need to make sure that the setup crew tapes it, all right? You want to check for location of the steps to make sure. Let's say you're going to have somebody up on stage, but the steps are way over here, and you get a volunteer from the other side of the stage, and they got to waste time coming all the way around. No, find out, or get an extra step over there. So whoever happens to raise their hand, maybe 3 sets, one in the middle on a big stage, one on each end, so that you're not wasting time and having a lot of dead air, what they call dead air, with people. So location of the steps. Is it a real smooth one or is it carpeted? I've seen both. But if it's a real smooth one and the speaker before you knocked over a bottle of water, now you're going to have a really slippery surface. Think of these things ahead of time. What are you going to do? And so I think all this stuff ahead of time so I can spend my time knocking the hell out of the audience and getting results, not fooling around with these logistics things because I didn't act like a pro. All right, so check the risers. All right, let's get into the A-hole of the week. The A-hole of the week is representative of a lot of A-holes, and that's typical. Usually, I highlight one of them, but there's probably lots more out there. This is Justin Ross Harris. Justin Ross Harris. He just got sentenced to life in prison with no parole and plus 32 years. All right, now that is a serious thing. Now, why? Well, because he's the guy that let his little kid burn up in the car while he's sexting underage girls and basically trying to get out of his responsibilities of this gorgeous little boy that suffered one of the most horrendous possible deaths on the face of the fucking earth, all right? Or the face of the fucking sun, I might say. Over 120 degrees, he's driving around, the kid's, he comes back to the car, and then goes out and sexts with some girl while the kid's dead in the car. And then he, I guess, pretends to revive him, and, the judge was in tears given the sentence, and he had said early on, "Oh, I want to be an advocate so people don't do this again." After she had given him life with no parole plus 32 years, she said, "You know what? I think you achieved your goal of being so nobody else is going to want that shit." And listen to this, folks: 600 children have that they know of. All right, this is in the U.S. have burned up in hot cars since 1998. 600 people had the little innocent souls. I mean, I'm crazy for dogs because they're innocent souls, but children are the same thing. They're innocent. And it just, I mean, I don't know what to say about this guy. I usually hope that the other inmates make him a bitch or something, but he just deserves the rot in hell, just like he burned up that little beautiful child. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get to some heroes of the week. Well, I'm sure you've heard the term Secret Santa. Hey, Dean, I don't know what that link is that's there. Tell us what the link is that you put in there, that YouTube link. Dennis says he lost 80 pounds. All right. You're my hero, man. Very good. Dean has another link, says the vent mask. Vent is short for ventriloquist. And axtel.com/masks.html is one link he put in. But this one lady She is freaking awesome. I don't know her name, but it's one of the funniest darn things I've ever seen. Yeah, Dennis, I'm psyched. I'm totally psyched. I'm going to get my gyrocopter license. I'm going to do all kinds of crap. I'm going to fit into something normal. All right. So anyway, speaking of fat, there's two heroes of the week, and there's a lot more. But they were both Secret Santas, so I don't have their names. But there's a guy in Jackson County, Kansas, who's been doing this for a long time. He's a very successful businessman. They hid his actual face when he's on there. And he has been giving out $100,000 randomly to people in $100 bills every Christmas. Awesome, all right? But it's no wonder guys like him are successful, all right? Because they think, it's Nina Conti, folks. You got to look her up on YouTube. You will just split a gut watching this girl doing her ventriloquist acts. She gets one or two people on stage with these masks on, and it's just hysterical. Nina Conti, C-O-N-T-I. Dean's put it in his thing there. So anyway, this guy is very insightful because he's, hey Barbara Ann, you're back. He's seen what a tough, year police have had with all these attacks on them, people randomly just trying to kill police officers and just, such a negative, atmosphere for police. So he decided instead of giving his $100,000 out randomly, he got in touch with the Jackson County, Kansas Police Department. And he had a meeting with them. And so he gave each officer $1,000 or $10 $100 bills. And they were going out into the community and looking at cars. And he'd stop somebody, an officer, and he'd say, "Your car's been targeted." And the driver's like, "What? What'd I do?" What? He says, "Yeah, we targeted," this sounds kind of mean. People look like they need help. I don't know. I don't think they actually said that. But cars with beat up doors and, stuff like that. And the people in there are freaking out, like, what else is going to happen to me now? And then the officer, and this is on my timeline too. You can scroll down later and see it. Or just type it in, Secret Santa, Jackson County, Kansas, something like that. And these people are in tears, and the officer, instead of being the prick and doing stuff and always bad, they're giving them $100 randomly, and this one lady's in tears. "You made my Christmas. I wasn't going to be able to buy my kids anything," and and they're all crying and hugging the police. Now that's, a real community job. Now, not every police department is going to have $100 grand to give away, but someone in the community stepped up. I love it when somebody steps up, right? And figured out, hey, here's a double problem. I got people who can't afford Christmas, and I got police officers that are always getting a bad rap. Let's put them together and make something really great out of it. So I don't know what this guy's name is, but he's a hero of the week. Now, there was another one that has been doing a different kind. It's pretty, I mean, like I said, it's no wonder that these people have a lot of money, because they obviously have really great creative minds. So I don't know if it's a he, because I know they want to stay super secret because they sent somebody else with a check to Walmart. But prior to that, they called up Walmart, and I don't know, it seems like how would they get this information? But they said, "How much money do you have to collect yet on your layaways?" And somehow they got the figure of $46,000, some and change. I don't know what it was. And so the Secret Santa sent a check down to pay off everybody's layaways that couldn't, who lays away stuff? I mean, usually people that can't afford to just buy it, right? Not always, but 99% of the time. You just couldn't afford it, but you won't want to get it away, and you're trying to pay for it by Christmas for your kids, usually something like that. So paid off 194 layaways, $46,000, and Walmart starts to call people to pick up their layaway, and people are freaking like, I don't have the money yet to pay it all, and they said, no, it's been paid off for you. So 194 people got all their layaways paid off for Christmas. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. So that's another hero of the week, Santa. And like a lot of you don't know, hey, there's Michael. Hey, what's going on? When can you talk about? Oh, sure, I can, Michael. But this would be in our group, so just leave me a note in the group, and then I'll be in there tonight afterwards, actually. So a lot of you don't know, I actually went to Santa's school. I mean, I was so desperate not to go home because I didn't like my mother for the holidays. I went to Santa school and did Santa. I had an excuse. Well, I got a lot of jobs over Christmas. I can't come home. I went to Santa school, and it's really quite a job to be a Santa. You got to, I mean, somebody got fired because he fat shamed some little kid, and this little kid's like, he didn't respect me, and the little kid's fatter than me, and he's like 2 years old or something. So it's a tough job to be Santa, but that's a great Secret Santas. Okie dokie. So hey, now don't forget, folks. I got to emphasize this thing about Antion.com/notify, NOTIF, notify, FY. Yeah, go sign up for this. Will you sign up for this? I'm trying to tell you, this is something that was a revolutionary thing years ago when Corey Rudel was alive. And then when he died, and then the browser started changing, nobody in his company kept up with stuff. So this beautiful technology faded away. And I've been really missing it, and it's wonderful. And now it's back. Now it's back in beta form, but what it is, it's called a desktop notifier. So I want you to sign up for this, and I'm not going to bury you with, crap on your screen all day long, all right? But go sign up for it if it works on your browser, because it's still in beta. And then as soon as I get 100 people, I'm going to do a training on how to use it and how you should get other people to sign up for it, because what it does is that in the corner of your screen, it makes a little notice. 80-some people got it from tonight. And yeah, they can't all be on the show tonight, but it's a constant reminder, and it doesn't go through email. So there's no filtering. It's going to get there as long as their browser is compatible. They're working on it every day with Apple to make sure Safari and everything works on it. But it's Antion.com/notify. Please go tonight and sign up for it if you can. And then I'm going to do a training class, so how to use it, how to hook it up, and all that stuff for you. And then you can start getting people signing up for you. And it's free. Everything has upgrades, but you don't have to have the upgrade. You can just get the regular, and then you can be having your people sign up for it, and you don't have to burn an email. See, I can't every Sunday night send out 100,000 emails about this show. I get too many unsubscribes. I need to be sending out stuff where that actually makes money. When I first started the show, I did a little bit, but people forget, and you just can't burn email for something like this. But a little desktop notifier, very unobtrusive, just to jog people's memories. So Antion.com/notify. And sign up for mine, and go sign up for the service too, the free trial, and you can be trying it out on your own. I mean, Nick had to jump through a couple hoops to hook up a fancier version, but the basic version, you don't have to. Anybody can hook it up, and you can start telling people about it, and they can sign up, and then you can notify them without having to send an email. All right, so that's that. So. Here we go. So I want you to stay home. The end of each show. Stay home if you can. I love my staying home lately. And some of you know I went deer hunting the other day. I was sitting in the woods, all right, just texting. And the deer are like, what the hell is he doing over there? So stay home if you can. Stay safe. You know I want you to stay safe and make money while you're at it. All right, I'll see you next week.